Hello everyone, John12 back here again with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the Halloween franchise. Yes, if you are aware of my channel through the entire ride that I've been on here on YouTube, I'm pretty sure you know that I'm a humongous supporter of the Halloween franchise. I'm a huge fan of the slasher genre slash horror genre. I'm just a big supporter of it. I love it just as much as I love all the other various pieces of media that I like to talk about, like movies, comic books, anime, and manga. So, of course, horror is right up there. But I haven't really talked about horror and specifically Halloween franchise for a while because I was hoping that by now we would have some type of content on future movies, because there's been a humongous gap. I don't know if anybody's noticed of lack of movies lately. I mean, like, I don't know if anybody's noticed that. Like Rob Zombie's last Halloween movie was back in '09, and it's already 2014. Practically 5 years later, we still haven't gotten a trailer or some kind of info or some kind of development news of like, oh well, yeah, Dimension's doing another one and it's coming out like sometime in 2015 or some said shit. It's just been really boggling my mind as to why it really hasn't happened yet. And personally, the reason why I'm talking about this in general is because literally yesterday, I was just sitting down, just looking at the Halloween Completes series collection, Dimension or whoever the fuck, Anchor Bay, whoever the fuck is obviously releasing the entire Halloween franchise all together on Blu-ray, kind of similar to how they did it with the Friday the 13th franchise. They're doing it with Halloween now, and it really got to me. Like, I was just looking at it and I was like, wow, like, that's the franchise. That's it. Like, it's all right there. And it just really occurred to me, is like, wow, it's like, why hasn't there been more, because it's kind of like albums to bands. You always wish there were more, especially like when it's like a band who only has like several albums. You just like, God, they're so good. Why isn't there any more? And it really got to me. I was just looking at it and it's just like, why hasn't there been a new movie come out in the last several years? Because I believe that there, in the slasher genre especially, that there shouldn't be more than 2 years in between sequels. Because I think there should at least be 2 to 3 films every decade of any type of franchise. Because that's just how I feel, and there really hasn't been a big like development news on whether or not there's going to be a new movie. I mean, of course, back in the day, post Rob Zombie, a lot of people were speculating that there'd be a third one, and then Dimension was talking about, and the Weinsteins were like, okay, well, yeah, there is going to be a third one. It's going to be Halloween 3D, which was obviously back in the 3D craze when it just took over like crazy. I don't know, like, that's obviously dead. That went through hell, and obviously there was all those speculations of like, oh, well, will it be a continuation of the Rob Zombie series, or will it be just a flat out reboot? I don't really know. And there isn't really anything else. That's like practically it. I mean, I'm pretty sure my research is shit. I'm pretty sure anybody else who's like a hardcore like researcher could be like, oh no, like, yeah, they're working on it now. They just don't have anybody. It's like, well, okay. But I want to know now, like, as to whether or not there is going to be a new movie. Is there going to be a new movie? Paul, my friend Paul, he on his channel like a while back, he did a video on talking about the upcoming future reboots or of this Friday the 13th franchise. And that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to think of like, why hasn't there been a new movie out? Why hasn't there anybody like been talking about it? Like, because it's been practically 5 years. I mean, like, it's already 2014. We're almost entering the last act of 2014, and we still haven't gotten any type of new movies. I mean, of course, remakes and reboots have been crazy lately. They've gotten them. I think whether you love or hate them, I like the fact that they've really gotten big notoriety in a sense. Because if you look at the Carrie and Evil Dead remakes, they're pretty big in the size that they wanted to put them out. I mean, and you got big stars in them too. And I don't really care much for them, but I like the fact that they did that. And I was hoping like they would do the same thing for Halloween, because Weinstein Company, several months ago, they stated that they are going to work on a third film. A third Halloween film is in the works. It's just nothing, no real development has happened since then. And I'm just thinking, is like, I'm just trying to ask anybody else who really knows. Like, what do you guys think? Like, do you think it's the third film they're talking about? Is it going to be like a continuation to Rob Zombie's Halloween's, or do you think it's going to be a reboot, or do you think it'll be a continuation to the original series? Personally, I would personally want a reboot, so to speak, just because we just need something a little more fresh. And I'm not saying you should go like the Friday 13th route or something like that, where you just, like, his origin is still his origin, except, it's set, like, with a new set of people. And, like, that's interesting and all, but I don't know, like, I can't really see myself losing the characters I love, like, like, fucking Laurie and Sam Loomis and stuff, because of course no one can, beat Donald Pleasance and Jamie Lee Curtis's versions of the characters, but I don't know, I kind of feel weird watching more Halloween movies without them two, like, the characters themselves, so I don't know, it's a big thinker to say, like, okay, well, maybe we'll just replace them or what have you, but I don't know. I really don't know. Personally, I just want another Halloween movie to come out. I've been, like, thinking about it, like, for the last several years. Like, ever since 2011, I've been thinking about it. Like, why hasn't there been a new movie? Because I said it, like, I don't personally like there to be more than 2 years in between sequels in the horror genre. And of course, there's various other people who probably think the same for other franchises, like the Friday the 13th franchise and the Hellraiser franchise, and all those other franchises that have yet to get their dues as of late, other than, like the Evil Dead franchise and the Carrie franchise and Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise and all that bullshit. But come on, let's get nuts. Let's fucking get crazy. Let's just go all out with this Halloween movie. I personally would like to see a Halloween movie sometime next year. I personally would like this, or at least by the end of this year, I want to hear something of, like, oh yeah, we're gonna work on it. Here's, like, the director, the cast. I want something. I just want something. What do you guys think? I just want to ask you guys, what do you think? What do you think is the future of the Halloween franchise? What would you want to see? And personally, what do you think by the remarks of the Weinstein's company? Like, by their statement, do you think it's either a continuation of Rob Zombie's series, or do you think it's a continuation of the original series, or do you think it's going to be just a all-out reboot to the franchise? Personally, I would want a reboot to the franchise, because as much as I, like, don't hate as much as other people of Rob Zombie's stuff, personally, I don't really think there's a point in making a third film of his series. And personally, we've killed the shit out of Michael Myers in the original series, so just reboot it in a much more grand, fucking spectacular way, not in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre way or Friday the 13th way, but just in a big budget, like, over the top, fucking crazy, let's get nuts fucking film. I want to see another Halloween movie. By the end of this year, I want to hear some type of news that they are working and they have a director or cast lined up already. And by 2015, I want to see at least some type of trailer or some type of content on future Halloween stuff, because I love the Halloween franchise. I love the slasher franchise, and I just want to see more movies like that. We've seen the Carries and all that shit, and that's all fun and games, but we fucking love Jason and Freddy and Michael and all that stuff, and that's what I want to fucking see. So what do you guys think? Do you want to see more movies? What do you personally would like to see it as? And that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and that's been my thoughts on possible future to the Halloween franchise. Thanks for watching.